And I believe the Virgin Mary. Yeah. So it says the Annunciation of Saint Emitius celebrates the announcement of Gabriel to Mary that she would conceive the Son of God. And so you can see Mary in the room there, and she's kind of crouched over like in respect. And up in the sky, there's a flying saucer beaming a light down on her. I mean, it's undeniable. This picture's always fascinated me because I've always wondered, what would the person explain if the church were to ask this artist, what is that? It's not an angel. What is this? You did this drawing of the Virgin Mary, which we like, but what is this up in the sky? I'm sure the artist would have had to have something, and he or she wouldn't have said it's a flying saucer from outer space. But this is a great one. And this is one they've used on Ancient Aliens before. The next one, this is another one I've seen on Ancient Aliens. This is from 1600, and it's God and Jesus with the Earth, a globe, and these two antennae sticking up, and they're kind of manipulating them. It's very, very strange. I don't even know how to explain this, but they are sitting up over a room full of religious men. They look like bishops with their big pointy hats on. And, I don't know how to interpret this. These quote-unquote gods from the heavens, or change the word heavens to outer space. They're manipulating these religious men down below, or manipulating the entire earth. But it's pretty cool. Again, a lot of these I've already seen on Ancient Aliens. Let's see. This is the one I posted before. If you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you would have seen this post where I said, this is one of my favorite pictures, I believe is just what I said. So this is Jesus Christ on the cross. The painting is from 1350. And if you look up in the top left and top right-hand corner of this painting, you see these two objects. And then down below, these objects are blown up so you can see them better. What are these? What interpretation could anyone possibly have? Are these angels? Look at, especially the one in the bottom right. That is a craft. It's got some kind of symbol on the side. These are not angels. And I don't know what the explanation would be from the church or from a skeptic or a non-believer. But why would someone in 1350 do a painting of Christ on the cross, the crucifixion, with all these people around, and then up in the sky they draw two people, or humanoids, in spaceships flying across the sky? It's fantastic. I love it. I wish I could meet the artist who drew this and said, dude, what is this? Why did you draw this? Why did you draw these two people in these two spaceships? And hopefully he'd say, that's what I saw, or something. Anyway, really good, cool drawing. Next, this is another one. This is called Madonna with Saint Giovanni. 15th century. Madonna's busy with two infants, and it looks like a normal picture. You don't really notice anything. And back in the day, in the 15th century, whoever commissioned this art wouldn't have even noticed it. Or if they did, they would have just thought it was a cloud or something. And by the way, I'm pretty sure that all art back in the day was commissioned. Some rich family or the church or a university would commission an artist to do a painting for them. So this was probably commissioned by someone who wanted a painting of the Madonna or something like that. And the artist threw in this flying saucer. And as you can see, on the right-hand side, it's zoomed in where you can see, like on the cliff, there's a man, he's looking up, and he's got his hand over his eyes like he's looking up at this object. And then on the bottom left corner, it's zoomed in all the way. and it's a flying saucer. I mean, it's made of metal. It's got glowing beams coming off of it. It's a flying saucer. And again, I could have picked hundreds or possibly even thousands of things like this, but these are the most well-known, and these are my favorites. I'm familiar with them. I've seen them on Ancient Aliens. I've seen them in other places, but this one's really cool. And this guy or gal was more coy or cautious with their depiction. Again, you wouldn't have really even noticed this, and even if you did and said, "Hey, guy, what is this thing up in the sky?" you could say, "Oh, that's just a cloud." But, with today's technology, zooming in and seeing, it's a flying saucer. This artist drew a flying saucer in the painting with the Madonna. All right, next is a singing pig. We'll skip over that one. I'm just joking. This is another advertisement. Now, this one I'm not familiar with. I've never seen this before. It's looks like Japanese, 1803. It looks like the date of the painting. This depicts a real-life artifact. Oh, I've heard about this. This artifact found by Japanese sailors. And I'm reading this, so if you're looking at it, I'm acknowledging that I'm reading it. Its exterior was iron and glass, and the inside featured the strange letters pictured in the drawing. We assume that ever since the Japanese have been hard at work constructing a wormhole travel device. Okay, but strange lettering inside, and just some kind of object that they never had an explanation for. I saw a show about this, and I don't remember all the details, but there was more to it than this little tidbit at the bottom. I just can't think of it now. But maybe we can talk about it on another show. This is awesome. Says an Italian cave painting, 10,000 BC. And, I mean, you tell me, if you're a skeptic, if you don't believe in any of this quote-unquote nonsense, you tell me, what is it that cavemen in 10,000 BC are drawing? These are space beings in suits, astronaut suits. It's very clear. I don't know what else you could possibly say it is, but I don't want to disrespect other people's beliefs. So I'm just saying my opinion. I don't know what else this could possibly be. You know what my belief is. This is a drawing of two aliens that traveled here from outer space 10,000 years ago. And I believe they were here 100,000 years ago, 200,000 years ago, interacting with primitive humans or humanoids. And they've been visiting over and over again throughout history. And maybe they even came back and visited when there were dinosaurs. I don't know. Taking samples, whatever. But so this is a really good one. And let's go to the next one. So this, now some of this, I'm not totally sure about these dates. This is just a website that posted these and put little comments underneath. So I'm not saying these dates are factual. I'm not saying that an archaeologist or somebody carbon dated this and said this is 13,000 years old. But this did come, it's a French cave painting, and according to this, it's from 13,000 BC, which would make it 15,000 years old. And it looks like a flying saucer to me. Again, if you've never really thought of aliens in ancient artwork, you should check it out online, Google it. It's really cool. You can find so many pictures that are really cool. Here's another one. This is another one. It's just crazy. It's 17th century. It's another one of the crucifixion, obviously. And if you look on the top left and top right, there are some kind of floating craft They're shaped like flying saucers. They actually, I'm being honest with you, they kind of look like jellyfish, but they're floating in the sky. So I'm going to say that they are saucer-like shapes that have things coming down, whether they're landing gear or those are jet flames. I'm not sure. But in the 17th century, somebody painted this. So you paint these people down below. They're sad. They're mourning. You have Jesus on the cross. You even have the halo around his head. And then the artist just decides out of the blue to paint into flying saucers. Why would they do this? Why would anybody do this? I think it's because they're drawing what they saw. Or that this artist believed that the quote-unquote gods were aliens from outer space. And, the other word for the heavens is outer space. So that's a pretty cool one. Let's see. Now I got another dancing pig. Okay, so that's it. So those are 10 of those 12 paintings are very compelling. And one of my favorite topics is the aliens in ancient artwork. Anyway, if you have any comments, questions, feedback, please write to me. You can email me at andrew@alienmovement.org. You can write me on Facebook, write me on Twitter. If you have any questions or comments, I've gotten a bunch, and I always respond, and I thank them. I'm like, thank you so much for your interest. Here, this is what I think about this, or this is where this came from. Obviously I like nice compliments, like the guy that said, really excited about the new show, keep up the good work. I really appreciated that. And let me see if there's anything else. I talked about the MUFON meeting on Saturday. And if you are in Northern Virginia and you are interested in coming out, write me on Facebook, send me an email, write me on Twitter, and give me your name, and I'll be sure to look out for you when I get there. I'm trying to think if there was something else I wanted to say before we log off. So I'm going to try to do 2 of these a week, try to keep them around 30 minutes. Mondays and Wednesdays is my plan, and then I got an email tonight that my son has baseball practice on Wednesday from 5:30 to 8. So either my wife will pick him up or I'll reschedule. It's the first practice, so there might be a parent meeting, so I'm not sure. I'm sure you all have your own personal issues to deal with and stuff like that. But I'm really enjoying doing this, and I appreciate the feedback, and I'd like to think that I'm helping some people kind of either hear this for the first time or get re-motivated and rededicated to the movement. And I really think we can do a lot of good. There are people with podcasts who've had 100,000 downloads or 1 million downloads or listens or whatever you call it. I'm new to this, so I'm not sure how that all works. But, I haven't been too shabby. I have almost 1,000. It's not me. It's not it's the Alien Movement Facebook page has almost 1,000 follows. 1,204 page likes on Facebook. 208 followers on Twitter. I'm just now seeing this. This is exciting. The last time I announced these numbers, they were quite a bit lower. And 133 a